Good morning, everybody, and welcome to my podcast. This show is called JV Talks. It's the 4th episode. My name is Jakub Vaniš, and today I'm going to be talking about the latest, hottest news in the world of AI, tech, and digital. So this is the edition of March 2024. This is a field that is evolving extremely fast. So, of course, you can bet there's going to be more likely an update in a month or two because, the world is changing and rapidly going faster and faster around us. So buckle up if you're listening to this podcast while commuting or doing your chores or just running in the morning or something like that, exercising. That's wonderful. Otherwise, I'm really glad that you found your way in. And let's go. Let's start. So first of all, there is a leak from Business Insider that is claiming that GPT-5, so ChatGPT-5, currently we're on ChatGPT 4.0, is set to a mid-year release, potentially in this summer. The report also suggests that OpenAI has been showcasing demos of GPT-5 to some enterprise customers, and rumors also are suggesting that GPT-5 could be more than 10 times powerful, 10 times tenfold powerful than GPT-4 and capable of, let's say, new actions like generating really human-like text, absolutely perfect translations, and in general very, very creative writing. So this is something that is quite unexpected, honestly. I know that we've been sitting on ChatGPT 4.0 for almost a year now. But I've been listening to a podcast of Lex Fridman where he had an interview with Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, and he was saying that GPT-5 is going to be a huge milestone for them. And he was not able to even give any hint of the date. Like Lex was really trying to push him to say at least if it's this year, and it looked like I kind of got a feeling out of it that they are not gonna release this year, but this seems to be very, very soon, right? Like just around the corner this summer. So we potentially have 3 or 4 more months to go, and I really hope that potentially this is something that would just upgrade the current users that are paying $20 just like me every month, the subscription, that all of us would get access to the GPT-5, and others would probably go from 3.5 to 4, because 4 is incredible already, extremely powerful tool. So that would be a nice demo for others. I'm very interested also for the translation capabilities, because they are already very, very high for GPT-4. So we'll see, because I've been always working in GBS sector with multiple countries, multiple languages, and translations were always a pain, or finding people with the right language skills was extremely difficult. So I think this is a use case that is potentially for those enterprise customers of OpenAI and Microsoft something very valuable. In that interview with Lex Fridman, they were also talking about Sora, so the text-to-video model, and it also looks like they were hinting at basically launching for sure this year and within next couple of months. So I would also expect around the time of ChatGPT 5, most likely summer as well. Though I think for them, the only thing that they were afraid of is to release it before the elections in the United States, because they are a little bit worried for the security reasons, what people will generate and what kind of fake news they would try to pull this way. So we'll have to wait and see. But, now if I would have to bet some money, I would say before September, before October, we have both ChatGPT 5.0 and Sora live, and hopefully the the pricing model is, let's say, not that steep, and we'll see what they have in store for us. Because when I asked, Sam Altman was saying that GPT-5 is a huge milestone for them, but it's not AGI. It's not artificial general intelligence yet. It's not better than humans just yet. But yeah, like I said, 4.0 can already fool a lot of people. So let's see where this takes us and whether it will start to have some really powerful use cases. Because currently, everybody was talking about how ChatGPT 4.0 is already gonna take the job of all the writers, etc. And it doesn't really. It became a tool of a lot of creative people just to, speed up their flow. But yeah, it's not yet there, but GPT-5 could maybe be that milestone. So looking forward, and I will bring more news as we go in case there is anything like that. So this is the news number one: GPT-5 leaking to be there already this summer, and some people already saw it. So that is quite exciting. The next news is there was a memo from Satya Nadella, the CEO of Microsoft, to its board members. And I will just quote what was stated there, because remember in November 2023, there was this kind of coup of OpenAI, and the board kicked Sam Altman out for a couple days, basically for 48 hours. And there was a new interim CEO also appointed, but in the end, Sam Altman came back after those 48 hours, and he is the CEO. Actually, the board members are not there anymore, the ones that kicked him out. So in order to kind of ease, the relationships with the board members, this is what he wrote. Satya Nadella, the Microsoft CEO. If OpenAI disappeared tomorrow, we have all the IP rights and all the capability. We have the people, we have the compute, we have the data, we have everything. We are below them, above them, around them. Oh my God, this sounds quite dystopian. This really feels like Microsoft really owns every bit of OpenAI, and it's not that open anymore. It's more like what Elon Musk was claiming, a closed AI right now. But they are significantly, ahead of almost everybody else. Satya was trying to really prove here to the board members that there's nothing to worry about. So that also shows a face of that CEO. I mean, like if you're a CEO of one of the, let's say, most valuable companies in the world, most likely you have to have sharp elbows, and yeah, it's quite obvious here. Okay, the next thing that I wanted to talk about, and something that I'm gonna be demoing on my YouTube channel very soon, is Suno AI. They are already around for quite some time, but they just unveiled a version 3 of their software, and it's a text-to-song type of AI. And it's quite incredible. Like, I don't know how they trained, and they are not able to just share yet with public how are they training their models. I bet they just plug in all the Spotify and all the Apple Music, they can get, because it's really incredible. Like for people that are not musicians, and I myself, I am a musician. I've been playing multiple instruments, like 6 instruments since I was 5 or 6. So I can of course hear it, but I guess general public can be fooled easily. And what is even more striking with that is, it can really generate incredible texts and also the vocals for those texts in various languages. So I'm Czech. I'm from Czech Republic, and you can ask it to write a song about, let's say, love. Doesn't really matter, in Czech language, and it will sing it perfectly, which is just mind-blowing to me. So I'll be definitely demoing it, and it's, you can kind of demo it for free yourself, so I am encouraging you to test it out. It's called Suno AI, Suno AI. All right, another thing that I also covered on my channel is the Neuralink news. So there was a first human Neuralink patient who is unfortunately paralyzed from neck below, from neck to bottom, and now he's able to basically control a computer or a phone or any kind of interface just by his mind, because he got a chip that is installed in his brain, the Neuralink chip, and they enabled, let's say, a feature called telepathy. So it's not really telepathy that you would be moving, objects around your environment, but he can control a computer, a MacBook or whatever. And he said immediately that this is making his life so much better, because he can also, you know, type on a keyboard this way, just basically by thinking about that letter, by like where he wants to look. The chip knows it. So one of the things that I found really impressive is that they demoed, you know, with him basically playing Mario Kart on Nintendo Switch, and he was having so much fun. And when he was asked what he did, you know, with this technology the first day that he had it, he said that he spent a whole night playing Civilization 6, which is a video game. So I'm really loving this world that we're living in. This timeline is just absolutely bonkers, to be honest. Okay, then we move on to the next news, and that's gonna be about Google. Google presented a new model, new feature, which is called Vlogger, with double G, Vlogger, all with capital letters. And basically what it does is you can upload a single image of a person and potentially some audio, it can be just 1 or 2 sentences. And what Vlogger will do for you is it can generate a talking human video of variable length. So it really looks like, you know, a person that is a vlogger, you know, talking to the camera, moving naturally with their you know, hands, gestures, and, you know, facial features, etc. So yeah, I think we have already a lot of content creators, so this will basically spur a lot of other people just to upload an image. You know, if you're shy in front of a camera, this can help, you know, to generate these type of videos. So that's another thing. And then the next news that I wanted to talk about is iOS 18 news. So there have been some leaks. Apparently iOS 18, so the newest software for iPhones that should be launching in September and will be in beta as of June, is leaking to the public currently. And it will finally enable home screen redesign and many customizations. So it's kind of getting closer to Android. I think Android had this since the beginning, but if you have an iPhone, you know what I'm talking about. There is this given grid that you cannot really move around at all. Your icons and applications are just in that grid, and this will allow you to, you know, move wherever you want to. Like basically Apple might finally add the ability to put icons wherever you want, something that people have been asking, honestly, almost feels like for centuries. So that's one thing about that. But there is more. Apple is already sending invites to their WWDC, which is their developer conference, that will be at the beginning of June. And they are already hinting at huge AI announcements, because they wrote in their invite that it's going to be absolutely incredible. And A from absolutely and incredible, I, you know, they were both capital, basically kind of hinting at AI. So what we're expecting that is coming is that this is going to be the biggest iOS update ever. Maybe, you know, as of iOS 7, but might be the biggest update ever. So 18th version already. Oh my God, 18 years that with an iPhone, that sounds absolutely bonkers. And we're expecting a revamped version of Siri, because Siri is unfortunately kind of useless these days. We're expecting AI integration in the Messages app, in the iMessage app. We are expecting auto-generated playlists in Apple Music, AI in iWork apps, and AI in Xcode for developers. So those hints are out there. This should be quite big. And what is, I think, the biggest news out of this is that there are even rumors that Apple and Google are teaming up to bring Gemini, so Google's crazy powerful AI, to iOS 18. Because I don't know, maybe but they completely gave up on Siri, because Siri, like I said, it feels like it's stuck in the past. But this could enable, you know, to bring some really mind-blowing features. And I'm excited about it, though I don't know, you know, how others feel about this, because there have always been this rivalry between Android and iOS, and this kind of brings it, you know, closer, right? But of course, you can even install an app already right now with Gemini and use it yourself this way. But I think this is one of the biggest news. So I'm really interested to see, you know, where this is gonna go soon. All right, in other news, OpenAI has just filed a trademark application to build digital voice assistants and a voice engine. And the application covers speech recognition, generating voice and audio outputs, and advanced language processing. So if you're already using a ChatGPT, you know that you can kind of choose a voice, etc., and you can talk to it. But I think this is aiming to bring it to a whole another level. What is likely to happen is that OpenAI will soon be competing with voice assistants like Siri or Google Home or Alexa, right? That is kind of the most known, right? So that will be quite interesting to see what this brings. If they maybe will even go into the hardware field and build their own, smart speaker that is ChatGPT 5 enabled or something like that. That might be very interesting, right? Like if it comes with the subscription in the box. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. And last but not least, we have here the news from YouTube, also so Google, because it's already happening basically, right? Something that we were afraid of, or it was quite clear that this will happen eventually regarding the generated or generative content. So YouTube is now asking you to disclose if your content contains generative AI. So in a world where the lines between the real and unreal continue to blur, platforms will be on the hook to maintain users' trust while balancing creative expression. Disclosures may soon become the norm, not the exception. In other words, it's no longer about just the content, it's about the process behind it. So I am also uploading weekly to YouTube, and this is something that I've noticed, that currently, YouTube will likely almost kill your video. The algorithm will not let you to go viral if you don't disclose whether you were using any generated or generative AI to build your content, which I think they're just putting in for the sake of, let's say, battling fake news and let's say some propaganda videos or something like that. But if I would be, creating propaganda videos, I would definitely not disclose that they are not real, right? So I don't know. I think they need to be better than that. I think they need to probably build their own algorithms, just like OpenAI does, that are able to kind of distinguish it. That will find out, what's really behind it and what's going on. And in other news, there has been a company called, I believe, Amber or something like that. That was basically an AI company claiming that they can create, viral type of content, this kind of viral marketing that you see in mainly Instagram feeds. And it really looked almost like super, super real. There was this lady that, had a little bit weird movements, but it looked like a real person talking to a camera and really blew up in the internet, right? Like it went super viral. And what turned out to happen, like 2 days after this, it leaked that it's a lady called Ariel, and well, basically people thought that she's AI generated, but it's an actress. So it was an actress that was just talking weird and having a little bit weird, let's say, movements and expressions, but it's a real lady. So it kind of blew up. So that was funny. And in other news, something that is super close to my heart, something that I'm personally very excited about from space discovery field, the Event Horizon telescope has captured the first image of a supermassive black hole, Sagittarius A, in a polarized light, and it's just unbelievable. I encourage you to find out, this image somewhere on the internet, because this is just mind blowing how beautiful it looks. And by the way, Sagittarius A, this supermassive black hole, is at the center of galactic center of our Milky Way, basically, and its mass is greater than 4 million suns, our suns, and the distance from Earth is more than 26,000 light years away. So we're far, far away, and I bet no human will ever come close to it. But this really made my day. This picture is absolutely beautiful and mind-blowing. So thanks a lot for joining for my podcast. My name is Jakub Vaniš, and today we were talking about tech news and digital news, AI news. I'm gonna probably make it into a thing that we'll probably gonna revisit once in a quarter or something like this. Otherwise, you can expect, again, tech news, movie reviews, book reviews, and next time I'm probably gonna be also talking about like my favorite products, my favorite applications, and these kind of things. So looking forward, and thanks a lot for joining me in for this one. Take care, everybody. Bye bye.